Come on! Welcome to the Yeah Come On show with Southside Steve.
Yeah, come on. And I got to tell you, man, it's one of those days where Jeff's flashing me back to a time when we all basically partied. And when I say partied, we had a damn good time. Every day was a party. Every day was joking around. A lot of people were the butt of the jokes. And it could be a harsh, thick-skinned environment, but it was the edgiest radio Atlanta knew, and I'm talking about 96 Rock from really 98 to 2004 with the regular guys. After I came off Christopher Rude and the Wake Up Crew, which is a great morning show with Jeff Hullinger, and we had Kevin Zeppelin and Beth Keppel and me. I had a great start. It's where Southside Steve started, and when you wear that shirt, that all flashes back to me. And that shirt really is the 80s and 90s 96 Rock.
This isn't this is a throwback one. It's not an actual one from then, but this
it looks like it because it's faded. It's a good throwback.
Yeah, it's a great one, and this is one of these shirts. When I wear it, I know people are going to say, "Oh, love your shirt. Oh God, nice shirt." Every single time.
Well, every Atlantan, somebody could come up to you from another city, has no idea what that is, and think it's still cool.
Yeah, but I know, when I see them and they say, "Hey, I like your shirt. Oh, great shirt." We have that connection. Like,
right.
Oh, 96 Rock, yes. And I don't brag and say, I was the last DJ on 96 Rock before they flipped the format in 2006. I don't go there unless they ask, if they want to ask. And I don't say, hey, I do a podcast with Southside Steve.
Well, you
that,
should.
Right?
All right, let me just tell you the two mistakes you're making.
Okay.
You dumbass. No, that's what you do. You literally tell them, if anything, you tell them if you enjoyed 96 Rock, Southside Steve and I do a podcast. We both worked on the station. Just leave it at that. You don't have to mention regular guys, Christopher Rude and Wake Up Crew, any of that stuff. You just say, we worked on the station. You don't need to say you were the last guy or the weekender or anything. But
or that the Braves deal was not a good idea for 96
you don't bring
Rock.
up, that's too much.
It all started with the wardrobe malfunction in the Super Bowl 2020 or 2004. I don't need to get into all that, or we don't need to get into all of our program directors that transitioned and all that stuff.
Yeah, let me tell you. When I saw that malfunction on TV, I went, oh, God. Even I had the wherewithal to know our industry's about to change. Yeah. And then you knew the edginess had gone too far. They pushed it too far. You cannot show a T-hot on television with children in the room.
Even though the whole thing was staged.
I know.
Obviously, it was staged.
And why did they think that they could get away with that? And everybody goes, how do you know it was staged? And I'm like, because she was wearing an ornament around her nipple.
Correct. Yeah.
That's how you know it was staged. Guess what she's not going to wear if that's not going to come off?
Right.
I mean, it was just silly, but the whole thing. And it's like, here we are. Still doing it, just doing it a different way. So look, in the future, like today, you're walking around as a billboard for a station that went away in 06. 7?
It was November of 2006.
All right, That's right. So I got fired in January of 2006. They knew they didn't want us. I think the fix was in then, that they knew that they wanted to do something different. So you definitely can't sign me to a contract and then, have to pay me out. The regular guys were on a 1-year deal because they could come back from being fired from 2004. They started on WGST and then went back to 96 Rock Mornings. When I didn't agree to go back on the morning show sounded very different. And I stayed in afternoons. Instantly, there was a target on my back, and Larry was chirping into the program director's ear and everybody because we were talking bad about him, and like, did you listen to Uncle Fester and Lurch this morning? And that's not me saying it. That was Tim Rhodes, my my other host.
But weren't you told, hey, let's have a little fun little war between the morning show and the afternoon show?
We were told. That was Jerry Delcor, the general manager, literally called us in an office and said, I think you guys should do a back and forth.
Yeah. Well, I think the target was on the regular guys, too, because they got fired from there later on with the Yogi and Panda deal.
Well, they were
with the Viva 105.7.
Yeah, and guess what? At the time they got fired, I was playing soccer for Viva because I was an amateur first division soccer player.
Oh, you were doing it even that recently?
Yeah.
Well, recent, 20 years ago, but you were doing that at the same time?
And after they got fired, I played for Viva for 2 years. Wore a Viva shirt, and we were doing the 7-on-7 at the Silverbacks Park. I was still doing the Atlanta Silverbacks. So I was the voice of the Silverbacks through like 98 into 2006, right in through there. So I still kept a lot of my gigs. Miller Lite still sent me to Vegas to do the Super Bowl party because they thought that was the least they could do. Miller Lite had $580,000 on my head. 580,000
they were going to spend
for an entire year
with 96 Rock in 2020 or 2006.
Yes, for a Miller Lite campaign. They were going to do a Miller Lite campaign. They didn't really want me doing Coors or Bud or anything else. Just stay with Miller. We'll spend this. I went to a meeting 8 days before I got fired, right after Christmas or just before Christmas, but I agreed to go to the meeting. And I remember Miller Lite saying to Jerry Delcourt with my program director there, Buzz Casey, and they're like, hey, we just want to make sure you know the money that we're going to spend. We're not going to spend it unless Southside Steve is
Right.
there.
You're the guy.
I'm sitting there going, where in the hell would I be going? And I think they had told Miller there's a chance I wouldn't be there and probably told him not to tell me. Doug Phelps, who I love dearly, brought it up, who worked for Miller. He's a great guy. And I should have seen the writing on the wall, but I'm not one of those guys. If you think you're going to get fired, I think you can wish it. I think if you think you're going to get fired, it changes your demeanor and your game. And I'm not that kind of person, man. You got to rug pull me. I'm going to believe you love me until you don't.
Yeah, that is very Southside Steve. I could see that. And that's happened more than once.
But I've worked with people that are like, oh no, I'm like, shut up, we're not. Okay, you were right. But yeah, so I remember the famous words after they let us go, and it was January 3rd after we'd done this December meeting. And we're sitting in the meeting, and Buzz Casey had let us go. He was the program director, and he's in there.
By the way, was there for what? Not even a year
Yeah.
at that point. I mean, they went for program directors at the end there.
He bothered me because he wore several shirts a lot that missing buttons. I don't like missing buttons. I'm like, get a button on it. So if you got a button here and you don't have a button here, it either tells me you're buying cheap shirts or some girl did some like ripping it off or you ripped it off because you got your shirt off too quick. And then his buttons here, his sleeves, he'd roll them up and they'd always fall down. Just little things about that guy.
I remember him.
He seemed like a concert promoter.
I remember him very vividly. I actually thought he had good style.
Yeah, well, he did at times.
Because I kind of dress like him, actually. If you think about some of the shirts that I wear,
yes,
I wear them. Long sleeve shirts rolled up, jeans. Now he had much better hair than I do.
Yeah, he's got good hair.
He had long hair, but he was short.
Yeah,
and
yeah, he didn't like it when he came in the room talking to me and Rhodes. But Rhodes and I dressed that way, too. It was a time. I've got something up right now. If you go, and I love the picture. I should have sent it to you, but it's got me in one of our shirts that I wore. Everything was 7 of Diamonds, which was a great shirt. I know you don't wear it, but I picked up some cool 70s type shirts in thrift stores. Big collars were in, tight shirts, always untucked, expensive jeans, and dark shoes, boots. I wore boots with everything. But it's funny that I have this picture on my TikTok. If you follow me on TikTok, it's like the 4th TikTok down. It's on me doing a stage at Centennial with some rock band that was, up on stage. And I remember this day because we brought up some people on stage, some girls, and I ended up going home with one of the girls, taking her back to my loft.
I mean, that was par for the course back then.
Here it is if you see it.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Wearing one of those shirts.
You got a little more meat on your bone back then.
I got a lot of more meat on my bone. Everybody is coming up to me now going, you're thin. Are you okay? Or, man, you're losing. I'm just not. Back then I was on protein, creatine, working out every day, and hell, that's just what I did. Now I'm like, I got kids, but I think I need to exercise a little more and work out again.
Well, no, you actually look healthier now.
Yeah,
you look like you've
aged very much. But back then you wanted to look like you had a little weight on you. It is what it is. But what a crazy time. So Buzz Casey's famous words to us when he fired us after the Miller Lite meeting. I bring it up because he goes, "Is there anything you guys want to say? I mean, obviously we're letting you go. I'm going to take you down to HR." They do it quick, and I went, "You're."
Giving up the fucking 500 grand.
Yeah, so I basically looked at Jerry Delcor, our general manager, who I like, and I said, "Jerry, you're on board with this?" And he's like, "It's not my call. It's his call. He's the program director. If this doesn't work out, it's on him." And I went, "Okay." So then Buzz goes again. I said, "Buzz, did you remember that there's $580,000 coming in from one client for me to do the promotions for the radio station?" And he leans across the desk and he goes, "We're not going to let the tail wag the dog."
You know, if iHeartMedia or whatever they are now, Clear Channel, if they had $500,000 on the table, they would bring back 96 Rock.
At a heartbeat.
They don't get that kind of money anymore.
No, I'm hearing terrestrial radio, even over where we used to be, they're not bringing in that kind of money at all. So times have changed, you know. So I'm not trying to take shots, but all that's the truth. All that happened. And what a way to start a show today as we talk to you from the Exit Wealth Studios right here in Alpharetta. Also, the Exit Stage Left Advisor sponsorship is always the first morning show. So whether you need to invest some money with Ted Jenkins or sell them, I guess, some kind of business. I think of all kinds of businesses, white-collar business, no-collar businesses, anything in between, they can handle it. The amount of business, I think $11 billion is what they've sold so far.
11 billion
in dollars.
in sales.
In sales. Selling businesses. And you know what? A lot of people are ready to sell. They want a good deal. They want certain employees looked after or whatever. Some people stay on for a couple of years. You know, deals are always different. But get into my DMs if you even want to talk. We sign NDAs. Nobody talks. It may take you 5 years to do this process, but get it started with Exit Stage Left Advisors. Little MZ time, and this one's brought to you by someplace we just spent some quality time. If you've watched the past 2 days, you saw us live at Small Sliders. They are bringing you a little Steve MZ today.
Steve MZ.
Yeah, come out. You have a commercial for Sliders, don't you?
Oh well, we could. Well, during the commercial, we can do the ribbon cutting ceremony.
All right, we
that
can
I
do
was
that.
there for. We can watch this real quick.
Keep going. There it is.
You got Rocky.
Okay, we're gonna cut the ribbon. We're gonna count down from 5. I need everyone to help me count. Here we go. Small and big. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, right there.
There you
You're
have it.
you're seeing Park Day along with Rocky Moore, two of the owners. Andrew was inside working, and Park Day's no joke. His father started Days Inn. They lived in Dunwoody. Went to high school with my cousins, and the same cousin that gave me the name Southside Steve because he used to tease me for living on the South Side because they were a bunch of Dunwoody rich kids.
And then that's what Christopher Rude picked up on.
96
and that's
Rock
where it
and-
was coined.
And there's where Southside Steve started. That's a little Steve MZ news there for you. Also, I can tell you there's something going on that is kind of funky, and to me, I almost like, if you're upset at this kid, shame on you. Melissa Etheridge, you remember her, don't
Oh,
you?
of course. Yeah.
Come to My Window, or wasn't
Come
that
to
her
my
big?
window.
That was her big song, right?
Yeah. Lesbian. Very, very vocal lesbian.
And she has
Back in the day.
yeah, and she has her lesbian wife. I don't know who the
wait.
husband is.
Oh, and did she had a surrogate
Well,
with
that's-
David Crosby
That's what I'm getting
is
to.
the father, or was the father. And he was a sperm donor.
Yeah, and guess what? The kid looks like David Crosby.
Oh, what?
He looks like him. There it is. I mean, I could throw these up on camera, but I'm doing this on the fly. Again, this is a 4-hour Atlanta radio show done in 30 minutes live without a net. So yeah, it just popped up. I have it on to talk about on another show, but I said I got to put it on the Yeah Come On show because this is our number one. This is our bread and butter.
Our flagship.
It is
a flagship
100%.
show.
Anything else you see me on, I love what I'm doing, but this is the only thing that you and I can control. This kid came out. His name is Beckett.
He's got to be like 30 years old now.
No, he's not that old. But well,
Yeah,
he
but-
came out as gay in 1993. So he said
No,
he's gay.
no.
I'm getting to it.
That's Melissa Etheridge who came out as gay in 93.
That's right. You're right. I got it mixed up. Oh, my goodness. Oh, you know why? Because this kid just told his mom, he apologized and said, Mom, I'm sorry, I'm not gay.
Okay, yeah, yeah. David Crosby's very, very much a heterosexual. I would imagine his son is. So
When he was
I
about
guess-
11, she is now talking about it. I guess she was on the Kelly Clarkson show,
Mm-hmm.
and she said it was funny when Beckett was 11. And you're right, I came out as gay in 93 is what Melissa Etheridge is saying on the show. And she was like, I had to think about it. I'm a rock star. I'm doing this. And remember, right after she came out as gay, she did something terribly hot. Her album cover was her not wearing a shirt with a guitar on her back, but facing away from you. But it was kind of a cool shot.
Yeah.
And she said her son actually apologized. He goes, I really think I'm straight.
So
And
he was embarrassed
and
to be straight
he was.
with a gay parent.
And she recalled, she said, with a smile, as Clarkson sat back in her seat laughing, I tried to tell him it was a phase, but Etheridge joked.
Okay.
That's funny. So obviously she's not going to have a problem with her son being straight.
Yeah.
But that was an interesting Steve MZ story. But I'm like, imagine that. Do gay parents get upset if their kid turns out straight?
Yeah.
No, they shouldn't. Just like if my son was gay, I'd be like, okay.
You'd be fine with it.
It is what it is. I love
Do
you,
you.
buddy.
Mhm.
I love you. Do you? I'm not about to tell you what you should or should not do. Some people do tell you what you should and should not do. And the question is, do you let them do that? And a lot of people are looking at the Royals right now, and he's doing what his wife wants him to do. And I'm speaking of Prince Harry.
This is Harry. He's doing what Meghan Markle says.
Yes, Meghan Markle,
They
you
are-
see her as an actress, and she goes over there and she kind of redoes a few things, isn't quite royal, has no interest in being the bride of a knight, king, prince. She doesn't want any titles, nor does she want to work for the royal family. It's almost like you married a royal to bring him to the States.
Yeah, didn't they already like give up their royaltiness?
Gave up
Or whatever?
everything. And a lot of people, Meghan Markle's saying, are blaming her. And she's like, hold on. And Prince Harry's backing this up. The line out there right now is Prince Harry said, I never wanted to be a working royal. It killed my mom. And that's his thing. As the youngest, he's like, being a royal killed my mom. And
Well, it was actually Dodi Al Fayed,
well,
the driver
driving
of the car.
but he believes that there was some things that went on. And I think that's why he's so mad at the Royals. He doesn't want to be a part of it. I think he believes there were some insiders that maybe this was a setup, or maybe some
She
things
was
happened.
killed
Yeah,
on purpose. So this is
right.
a conspiracy theory that it wasn't just a car accident chasing after the paparazzi.
Right. Prince William, takes a different, look at it. Prince Harry, being younger, he's a redhead. He's a little spunky. He hasn't come. He is. Redheads are spunky. I'm sorry, they are. He's probably a great lover.
I'm sorry. Let me ask a question.
But he calls it, his mom died just before his 13th birthday. And I don't want that job. I don't want, he doesn't even want to know if you step out of line, can something happen? He said, it killed my mom.
M-U-M.
Yeah, mom. And it was he was very much against the Royals, and it just put a bad taste in his mouth. And now I'm sure he loved his grandmother, and he loves, his father as his father, but father's very stiff. Father was cheating on his mom
With Camilla Parker Bowles.
so he's kind of written dead off there. And then the Queen, does he think the Queen or somebody under her did something to his mom? Why wouldn't you marry a Hollywood starlet and turn everything down and head to the States? So to me, it makes all the sense in the world. And Harry was never going to carry any titles. He was never going to be king.
right.
I mean, William's got
he's
sons.
He's the redheaded stepchild.
Well, he's a redheaded real child.
Real, but okay. Let me ask a question.
Mhm.
You mentioned the redheads are spunky.
Yeah.
Of the 419,
Mhm.
how many redheads would you guess would be in there? 3. Oh, okay. Wait, but sorry, we missed it. You had an answer right away.
I know all three.
Okay.
All three, and they were.
So not a lot. That's a very low percentage.
My mom's a redhead. I can't.
Oh, okay.
And I used to storm in on her in the bathroom, so I've seen the red, and I just couldn't do it. It reminded me of mom.
Mom.
All right, a little polydictainment, and this is brought to you by somebody that we're about to be talking to. We're actually going to bring in an act next week, and it is the lead singer of Synchronicity, the police tribute band, which will be playing Rockin' Taco, and that will be May 7th. That's a Thursday night. Come out. Jeff and I will be there live. We will do our show prior to, and then we will do the Synchronicity show and do all the stage work and have some fun, give away some free stuff. So get your tickets to what I will say is either your favorite or your second favorite band.
The Police, if I do my time spent listening, they're at least second or third. Van Halen's probably number one.
Okay.
But second or third. But my knowledge of the Police is definitely second.
You know
Maybe
everything
third.
about Van Halen.
Everything about Van Halen, everything about Led Zeppelin, everything about the Police. Those are my top three.
There you go.
Maybe they rotate. So our singer that's going to come in and promote it.
Yeah,
He's got
his
some-
name's Ken Carnes, and you can go to his website. He said they just did a relaunch of the website. You can go to Synchronicity on Facebook or whatever, synchronicity.com.
Well, he's got some questions to answer because if you're going to be in the Police tribute band, I want to know that you know some background of the band and some fun facts.
Mm-hmm.
So I may have to give him a little bit of a quiz
Okay.
as the Doc of Rock and having the minor in tribute band theory from Georgia State.
Right.
I just want to test his knowledge. I've never done this with a tribute band member. I
Yeah.
think I did our friend Doug Easterly when we had him in when he was doing Skin Folks. I think I may have asked some questions, but I'm not as knowledgeable about Skinnerd
Yeah.
as I am the Police.
So this ought to be good. I
This
hope
is
you
gonna
don't
be-
run him off.
I know. I'm trying to figure out how deep do I want to go. I don't want to scare him off,
No.
but if you're gonna be Sting in the Police tribute band, you got to have some background
Well,
knowledge.
I have
That's all I
talked to
want to
him.
know,
I have talked to him. He will do Police and he will do Sting as well.
which is great.
So he'll be in studio with us next week. Again, put that on your calendar. Those of you that can make it out to Roswell, it's worth the drive off Canton Street, Rockin' Taco, May 7th.
Polydictainment.
You're Catholic,
Yeah.
right? So this whole thing with Trump and Pope Leo,
I know.
who is the first. I just realized that reading this, he's the first U.S. born pope.
Chicago.
It's kind of weird.
I
when
think
you-
it's Chicago.
It's
if
kind of
I'm
weird.
correct.
It's kind of weird when you see him talking. It's like, oh, I've never heard a pope like talk with an American accent.
Yeah.
It's always like he's talking in.
Well, he's
in
obviously
Italian.
you can't be the Pope unless you're bilingual. He's definitely pretty damn good with Italian. You know, he can speak some Italian. He may know 2 or 3 languages, but you're right. He was born here in the States, and I think that is why he's engaging with the president. Popes in the past have not done that, and presidents don't engage with popes either. I know that Trump is a Christian. I don't know if he's Catholic.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, I would actually argue I think Trump is probably atheist, but he can't admit it. Just like we know he's pro-choice.
I know that. Yeah,
We
but
know he's pro-choice.
I'm
but
going to
he-
disagree.
He has to. Okay, well,
And here's why I will, because he came out after he was shot, and he did say it got him closer to God. And I think that he feels something, and he feels like God has a purpose. So if you're saying God has a purpose for me to still be on this earth, there's definitely some religion there, some spirituality.
yeah.
Or he may have an issue with organized religion, kind of like you and some people do. But I don't know. I think atheist was a strong word, but you're allowed to say it because it's your view, and we're having a discussion, which is what we wish everybody out there could do rather than get angry. It is weird though to see the Pope and the president get into it.
Yeah, and the Pope is very against our attack on Iran.
Yeah.
He's
He's against war and killing.
He's against all of it. He said he's speaking in Cameroon.
Mm-hmm.
He's criticizing all the leaders who turn a blind eye to the fact that billions of dollars are being spent on this destruction and killing when we have, other things that need to be done, and which I agree. And this time that I've spent with my girlfriend in town, just here in Atlanta, and then you walk by, a homeless guy. That's all. He's sitting on the Peachtree Street.
Oh, I know.
And like, one bomb would take care of all the homeless in Atlanta.
Well, that's
one
the
bomb
thing.
that we dropped.
How do
So we're
you
spending
take
all
that
this
money? How do you
Right.
take that money and take care of the homeless? What kind of structure do you build? What kind of a situation is it just wheels? You know, do you put them in basically a dorm situation, and you have to have security there to make sure nobody hurts anybody? They have the tackle box for just their belongings, and they exist within this area. And you don't really shuttle bus them around. And you don't take them to events unless they're very together. You know, if they're mentally out there, and that's why they're homeless. Then what do you do with them?
Well, that's the thing. We closed the mental institutions back in the Reagan administration in the early 80s.
Bring them back.
Exactly.
Give
And
them a roof over their head. They're crazy. They don't know where they are anyway.
Right. That's why I would rather the money be spent there doing that,
I agree.
rebringing the mental institutions and take care of the mentally ill instead of all this bombing in Iran. But anyway, that's kind of my story today is again, back and forth with Trump and the Pope about Iran.
Well, there you have it. God knows. Y'all get along. Everybody get along. All right, we're going to switch gears now and get into a little sports.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, come on. So we're going to attempt to get Skipper on the phone at Regal Nissan, and they're currently working on my truck there. I needed a new DEF tank, and thanks to Regal Nissan, you can get a brand new one. Or I asked them if they could look for a used one. They found a used DEF tank. I'm saving a ton of money. They're there to save you money, and they're putting it in, making sure everything works. And I'm driving a lovely Frontier.
I can already tell. Hey, Mike, we may have to may have to reset. I can already tell by the way the phone's ringing.
Just hang up, Mike.
Yeah.
Hang up.
We're gonna have to reconnect.
No problem.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The
Okay.
person you're
Sorry, Skip, if you're hearing that. All right, Mike, just redial him. He said he was with a customer, so if he's not ready to go because we are live.
Then we get to do sports.
Oh, God, you get so excited.
I'm sorry. Hey, listen.
Keep in mind, Jeff knows nothing about sports, but he's learning.
But I watched the Masters on Sunday.
Wow. Are you calling him? Mike, you got
Sorry,
him?
one more time. Let's see, Mike. Yeah. That sounds better. So if he didn't pick up, then
Okay.
we have to do sports ourselves,
Yeah.
which is fun.
Pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up. It'll get out of hand. Oh, man. Customers come first at Regal Nissan,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the service department. Skipper is the service manager. Ask for the Yeah Come On deal. 3
Your
tires.
call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Yeah, we're
The
done.
person
Thanks,
you're trying
Mike.
to reach is not available.
Thanks, Mike. So we'll do sports, but yeah, their Yeah Come On deal from our show is being a sponsor. It's the 3 tires are regularly priced, and you get the 4th tire for $1.
At Regal
$1
Nissan.
at Regal
Okay.
Nissan. All right, it's time for a little bit of sports. The one thing I want to bring up in sports right now, the golf. We just had the Masters. Since you brought that up,
I'm a master of the Masters now.
oh my God.
Or am I a masturbator?
See, here's the problem. Here's the problem.
Wait,
Jeff-
what? There's no problem.
No, Jeff is Jeff's still drunk from last night, and I
Excuse
thank
me.
you for coming on. I would say that terrestrial radio. Even I'm going to call you out, or maybe you're not. You're giggly. I like it. I think it's
Yeah.
funny. But let's roll the clip because don't roll it yet, Mike. Hold on. Is because Live Golf may not live on. That's the rumor, and there's a lot of golfers over there. The only time you get to see these golfers. Not during the PGA season. You only see them when they do the 4 majors. And then there's a couple other little tournaments, obviously. But play this audio.
Breaking news today amidst swirling rumors. The Financial Times reported early this afternoon that Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund is on the verge of cutting its support for Live Golf, with an announcement of the future of the league coming as soon as Thursday. The report goes on to say that no final decision has yet been made on the future of the Live project. Live is preparing to stage its event in Mexico City beginning tomorrow. For more, we take you out to Hilton Head Island, South Carolina,
Let's check
site
it out.
of this week's PGA Tour event. And we get more now from Rex Hoggard.
Yeah, Rich, rumors have been really building on this front for the last 48 hours. And adding fuel to those rumors, just this morning, there was a bit of a back and forth and some confusion if they were even going to play the Pro-Am. We had players saying that the golf course had been closed down. We had players saying they were preparing for the Pro-Am. It turns out the Pro-Am is underway. Also adding to this fuel was various rumors that I've talked to players and vendors who haven't gotten paid by Live Golf for the last few weeks. So certainly there was a lot of question marks going into this. A couple things needed to get pointed out. There is a GM, General Managers meeting scheduled for 2 p.m. today down in Mexico City. Now, those normally happen at Live Golf events. That's not out of the ordinary, but certainly this would probably be a top.
There you go. I mean, so basically, we're finding out today. We're going to find out more. But if Live Golf goes away, does the PGA take these guys immediately back? Because they kind of gave them that you're banned for life from the season, but I think they'll bring them back.
I thought someone did both.
No.
It was like a all or nothing. This is like
all or nothing.
This is like when Herschel Walker went to do that weird league in the '80s. After
That was a Donald Trump league.
Yes,
you're right.
That's how they became buddies.
Yeah, they became buddies that way. Herschel Walker came in, and the reason he took the deal instead of going to the NFL was because of the amount of money, and they gave him a percentage of ownership of the team, and it was the New Jersey Generals.
Okay.
And there were like, I forget all the teams. I didn't watch it.
What, did it last one season? Like how long?
Something like that. I watched a few games like anybody else just because Herschel Walker was involved. Yeah. And we were all like, nobody really thought Herschel would go to the Falcons, you hope, because he's a hometown guy. And he didn't. And then later, Herschel plays Cowboys, Vikings, and then he's out of the NFL. But he gave more than, I think it was two seasons at least. And then I don't know what happened with his money. Obviously, the league went defunct. They've tried to do it. It just doesn't work.
But no. And then they did there was the XFL in the late 90s where it was like the rules were,
well, I think
they were more liberal with like,
Vince McMahon might have been caught up.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Vince McMahon. It got so funky that I think they even had the ball in the middle of the field, and you had your two fastest players run to go get it to see who was going to get the kickoff. I mean, it was like stunt.
Yeah,
football.
It was like stunt football. Yes.
And I only know a little because I didn't watch any of it.
No one does.
Nobody. It's just stupid. So if Live Golf goes away, here's the deal for those dudes that were paid up front. Cha-ching.
Mm-hmm.
You made the smart move. For people that took the money, that literally said, hey, you're going to pay me $50 million to jump ship. And you're like, I'm finishing, in the top 10 once or twice in the PGA. I've never won one, or I've only won one. And I'm in the top 20 all the time. And you started comparing the money and you're like, I'm in my prime. How do you blame a guy for taking more money than he would ever make in the PGA Tour to go play golf?
I wouldn't blame him at all. Just like I don't blame Herschel Walker. Even though we wanted him to go right to the NFL, you can't blame him.
You can't blame people when the money comes in. It's all about the money. All right. I just want to thank David Markwell of Markwell Therapy. We love David. And matter of fact, it's starting to work. People are coming to David right now, and they're getting the Yeah Come On deal. He actually is doing discounts to talk to people. He's not counseling. He can't tell me anything, but he said some of the people are with other counselors. Jeff, he has like 8 counselors that work there, and it's called Ridgeline Counseling in Marietta. But Markwell Therapy, that's who I'm sending you to. He'll make the decision whether he works with you or somebody else is better for whatever your situation is. So we want to thank you too. And of course, North Atlanta Golf Carts, special thanks to you guys. I'm trying to get a sell to another client, Sliders. I think I've done it. I think they're going to buy a golf cart.
And they're going to paint it smorange.
So they're going to paint it smorange. So when they do golf tournaments, there are a lot of the things they want to do, they can trailer the golf cart. Yeah. All the owners own trucks, and you can trailer these things real easy. And guess what? North Atlanta Golf Carts can sell you the trailer too. Full service, great deals. The Yeah Come On deal, you get money off a new one, but I know for a fact you get $500 off a used one. Ask for Craig Riddle and get the Yeah Come On deal. 2 locations, North Atlanta Golf Carts, and now it's time for track 13.
And can I pick one today?
I don't know. You drank all night. I got to see where you're going.
But I had another conversation on TikTok Live with my favorite former A&R guy, Tom Zutaut,
Okay.
The guy who signed Motley Crue,
All right, my hands are in the air. I
Play-
can't. That's
played-
too strong.
played by Pete Davidson in the Motley Crue movie. He also signed Guns N' Roses, and he does a TikTok live every Tuesday night now. So when it's late too. So when I'm
Yeah.
in bed after having a couple glasses of wine, I'm like TikToking, and here he is. And I comment and I ask questions, and he goes right to it and answers me.
I can't believe, you know what? How great, because you're right. In the movie The Dirt, Pete Davidson does play the character that in real
Yeah.
life signed GNR and Motley Crue. And at the time, he's backstage with Motley Crue, can't find his girlfriend. Of course, Vince Neil's hitting it. And I'm sure that happened. And he's like, he does that thing where he breaks down the fourth barrier or fifth barrier, whatever it is,
Fourth wall.
fourth wall. First to ever do it, my guy, Burt Reynolds.
Yes.
Where he looks at the camera and Smokey and the Bandit and then grins off. Well, Pete looks right at the camera and he's like, let me tell you, if you got a girlfriend and you bring her to a Motley Crue show or whatever, don't let her meet the band because they'll blank her. And it was a funny line, and that happened to this poor guy. But, man, is he set for life being the guy that...
Yeah, because I think
He signed two great bands, but he didn't stay with them.
No, but I think he made his money when David Geffen sold Geffen Records to whatever years ago.
Because he had signed artists to Geffen.
Yeah, I think he had a piece of. I think there was a bunch of A&R guys that had a piece of Geffen Records when it was sold. So I'm guessing, and he's done a lot of work since then. I think he executive produced Detroit Rock City, the Kiss movie, from whenever that was.
I remember that.
So yeah, he's done that, but I'm sure he's set for life. But anyway,
I do have, by the way, the shirt you're wearing. I have the Detroit Rock City shirt, that version, where it's the longer sleeve, the three quarters.
The 3/4. Yeah, I love the 3/4
And it's
sleeve.
got the four characters on it running Detroit. But I do have that shirt. How I acquired it, I think I got it. Oh, I know where I got it. You ready for this? What the hell? Ozzy, when I went to L.A., one of the first times we're riding around through Beverly Hills, and we go by Ozzy's house, which was the very first reality show.
Yes.
That
the
house.
Osbournes in 2002.
Osbournes. They're not living there anymore, but the house across the street was having a yard sale. So I pull in, mansion.
And that's where you got the shirt?
That's where I got my Detroit Rock City. I got my black Western shirt with buttons on it. I got a diesel blue jean, really cool looking long
This is a
sleeve.
Beverly Hills yard sale.
100%. And I asked the owner, I go, did you know Ozzy or and he goes, no, we talked all the time. So I have clothing from Ozzy's neighbor.
I love it.
But I don't have any of Ozzy's clothing. But that being said, this guy that we're about to that you're texting with, it's huge that he gives a guy like you or me time of day.
It's very amazing.
You got to get him on the show.
I believe me, I'm working my way into that. He knows the Frustrated Rock Stars now because that's my handle on TikTok. So that's 2 weeks in a row. And I ask industry questions, so I'm not like some dumbass asking some
Well,
stupid
you know what
question.
we got to do? Take this clip and a couple clips where we've talked about him, send him the clips, and just see if we can get him on the show.
Okay. He lives in Tennessee, too. I actually... I messed
Man,
on the...
did everybody move from L.A. to Nashville? Did every rock guy?
He lives like in the mountains. And I actually messed... Hey, man, you going to go throw some dice at Harris? Because he's close. He's got to be close to the Harris Cherokee. I'm like, hey, next time I go, I'd love to throw some dice with you.
Hilarious.
But he didn't.
Well,
he didn't want to join me.
By the way, that's too creepy. You went too far.
Okay.
To get him on a phoner is fine. If we have a great time with him on a phoner and do 3 more phoners, then there's a chance if he comes to Atlanta, he sits in this studio.
Okay. Well, okay. We're gonna. Okay. I'll pull back a little bit and we'll get it. But.
Matter of fact, that is for a lot of people think that's DraftKings. It's not. It's the creepy alarm. My creepy alarm just went off.
Okay.
What you
Mike,
went too far.
Okay, Mike. It's time to wrap up the show.
Wrap it up.
So let's do a Motley Crue song. We did Guns N' Roses last time in honor of Tom Zutaut, who signed Guns N' Roses. We all know he signed Motley Crue too.
And we see him in the dirt again, played by Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
So we might as well hear a song. So you're going to give me a deep cut?
Yeah. Motley Crue is one of those bands that I think any song from any album is on the table for a track 13.
Okay.
So let's do. I'm just going to do something from Theater of Pain.
Is that your favorite album?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Probably my favorite Motley Crue album is probably Dr. Feelgood.
Wow.
But for this one, we'll do something from Theater of the Pain. Speaking of Harris and gambling, keep your eye on the money.
Keep your eye on the money.
Keep your eye on the money. That will be our track 13 today on the Come On Show.